Good morning. Hello, 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 hello. I hope everybody's doing okay today. I'm doing well. I have awoken. Good morning, Vinny. How are you doing? I've had a coffee, so I am quite literally full of beans. And I'm ready to continue working on volume 2 of my comic. I have picked one of my favorite comics to work on today. This one, this classic. You can tell, I know I've been saying in the previous ones, like something along the lines of, you can tell this one's old, because it has daily dungeon delves instead of just dungeon delves in the watermark. This one is so old that it doesn't have a watermark. Back from the days where I just didn't bother, I guess. This is very much due a redraw. It's one of my favorite comics, and I think it has to be in an anthology about GMing. It's pretty much how I feel about GMing in a nutshell. Just that, you know, I want to be nice, but if I don't make the combat challenging, then it's not going to be fun for anyone. I wholeheartedly believe that, because if you know, I'm just thinking of myself as a player. If you know that the GM is not actually going to impose a threat, like they're not actually going to hurt your character, they're not going to give them any status effects or anything like that, then you it kind of becomes very, you know, inconsequential. Good morning, Chris Mush. How are you doing? Welcome on in. am redrawing this very old comic today for my anthology, which I'm making. I'm rehashing a lot of old comics. Gonna redraw them so they look nice and new. And then put them in my book. Sick, but otherwise fine, eating breakfast. I hope you feel well soon. Hopefully breakfast will help a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna just get into this. So this isn't too bad in the way of I can probably just draw over this and correct as I go, as I've been doing. So that's how I'm gonna approach this. So the hair, the way I draw the hair is completely different now. I've got my little hair flick on the side there. And then these side bits are a lot curlier. And I want to really work on trying to get the pose good, because it is supposed to be almost like the same pose from the front and behind. Which I have a vague memory of creating this in the first place. And that was something that kind of came to me last minute. So we might end up putting a hand there and stuff like that, so I might take some time to try and make sure it looks this is more obvious. Good morning, Roll. How are you doing? Thank you for dropping by. I'm having another comic fix day. Gonna be doing quite a few of these. We'll have a few break streams so that we don't... so it's not just the exact same thing over and over again, but we'll see how we go. Maybe next stream we'll do another life drawing class or something. There we go. That's the hair. It's interesting chatting to people about some of these old comics as well, because some people, when I've been showing them the comics I've been redrawing, they look at them and they say, I didn't realize how much your art style had actually changed. But it's like a slow process, usually. Like these kind of things, it's a very slow burn. I don't know when I started putting this hair flick in. I can't actually pinpoint it, because some of the old comics have it, but most of them don't. But obviously there was a point where I just decided this is me now. Okay. For some reason, Dungeon's very flat-chested in this one. An odd decision. Which I need to just correct. Try to add a bit more shape to the body these days. Sometimes it's not a lot, like it's a baggy t-shirt, but a little bit of shape. And then I don't know what was going on with these shoulders. They're at completely two different heights. I feel like this arm is part of the problem. We can figure this out. Are you using Adobe Illustrator? Yes. Yes, I am. So I use it in a few different ways. When I'm redrawing over a comic like this, I tend to use the brush tool, but if I'm drawing something from scratch, like I do a lot when I'm doing my mimics and my portraits, I tend to just go in with the pen tool, because the brush tool can be a thing. Not very useful. Okay, I'm trying to think of how I want this hand to go, because I do just want it to be like a grasping fist, but it's very square. We can definitely improve upon it. I think I want it to be... We tend to draw Dungeon's hands a lot more round these days. Maybe I want it more from the side. Like this. Do I want it like this? Nah, that doesn't look right either. That doesn't look right either. How do we want this? Well, first, let's get the arm in. That might help. Gotta have that arm come out a bit more. And the elbow will need to be lower, because the elbow should be around with the ribs, and that's way too high, so... should be about there. Is the thumb the wrong way around? No, it's not. Okay, good. You'd be surprised, actually, how many of these comics have the hands on backwards. It's still something I know I struggle with occasionally. Now that feels weird. That doesn't look right. Drawing hands. Gotta love drawing hands. I'll come back to this. I do want the shoulder to be up here. I want the shoulders to be high. We'll come back to you, arm. You're causing me some issues today. Let's bring this shoulder out. And then fold this arm round. Cap the sleeve, a bit higher than we did before, I think. Okay, so there's probably a few things that I can fix already. Let me just grab the head. I think, first of all, rare occasion where I want to make the head bigger. Let's move it over a bit. And we'll maybe redraw the body as well. I'm in a very trial and error kind of mood today, so there may be a lot of redrawing, but we'll get there. How has everybody else been this week? I did a lot of my morning streams this week at the beginning of the week. So I hope, how has people's weeks been? What have people been up to? What have I been up to? I've been quite busy with just my usual, just my day job stuff. So I've not had a lot of time for fun things. So I've been looking forward to today, actually, to get back into doing these. Okay, we're looking a little better. I still feel like this needs to just come out. Been sick all week? Oh no. Oh gosh. Well, I hope you're on the mend. It's not fun being sick for that long. It's clearing up. That's good to hear. Good, good, good. Yeah, let's bring that down. And then that is weird, so let's just rejiggle that. Okay, that's looking a little neater. I'm enjoying that. I really want to put the thumb on the inside, but I'm looking at my own hand and I'm like, it's not though. Don't put it on the wrong side. It's more like this. Kind of like that, but that'll be... It should bend in more. Let's come in. We'll see less of this, but this is more of the More of the angle I think I want. Grab this point, move it down. It's more straight than it is there. Yeah, not my best week either. Oh gosh, trying to chill and recover with good friends and good art. Oh, I hope I can help in some way. Yeah, I hope next week will be better for everyone. Got lots of time to read comics though, that is a plus. I have to find some time to read comics, which I might do this week. I have some time this week. I recently, on Humble Bundle, picked up a bunch of comics. And the reason I picked it up was because it had all of Kill 6 Billion Demons. I think it's 6 billion. I always forget about the number. But I really liked the little bit that I've read of that so far, and I really want to read the rest. So I need to sit down. I need to sit down with that. Because it's ridiculously cool. There's so much... I'm so blown away by the detail in that comic. My gosh. It's ridiculous. It's amazing. The artwork is just great. Been meaning to pick that one up. I'm not very far, but where I'm at, like, I definitely am digging it. I feel like I've only just started getting into the story. First, I need to read 6 billion comics. I'm not sure that's a requirement. If so, then I'm definitely cheating. Unless we can count, like, you know, one-off comics as a full comic. Okay. This is alright. See, this is why I like drawing with Illustrator, because I can just fine-tune paths and move things around, and I've definitely got accustomed to drawing with vectors, for sure. Oh, I think I want another line in there. We're gonna make these thinner. Maybe not that thin, but let's match that for the time being. Okay. I feel like it needs to be lower down. Still need a lot of other work. Ah, that makes sense. It is always a good idea to finish the one you're currently reading. What are you currently reading? In terms of comics. Oh my gosh, there we go. This path just wouldn't let me pull it. There we go. Almost. Something off with it. Might be the way that the hand's being done. Maybe I don't want that there. Keep deciding how high up I want this. Let's move this down. In. I just prefer it coming round like that. Where should that be? Should be maybe like a little boop, maybe like that. What if I redraw those fingers and this thumb? Let's have a rejiggle. You can always go back. It's more like this shape. And I just click that there. Having a bit of a change of mind. I feel like these ones should be a lot smaller. Like the angle, you wouldn't see them as much. The list goes on, but some of the great ones are Mutually Devious, A Man's Man, Omniscient Reader, and The Greatest Estate Developer. Cool. I haven't heard of any of those. But I hope they're fun. Feel free to talk about whatever's your favorite or whatever else. I'm always happy to find out about cool comics. I feel like I should make more of this finger as well. I just want this. I just want this one. There we go. There we go. So I feel like you see a lot less of the fingers because they're like curled around in this fist. They're all balled up. Feel like you're hogging the chat? Nah, it's all good. It's all chill here. People will speak up if they want to, I'm sure. But also, if you don't feel like it, that's also fine. I could always try and change the subject to try and coax some people out of hiding. For instance, I know, Roll, you've been working on a lot of cosplay stuff. How has that been going? I know there was a little bit of a disaster with one of your cosplay pieces. I hope it wasn't too bad. I was lurking in a stream. I was lurking and I can't remember what it was. There was something. At times like this, when I get this stuck on a hand or something, This is when I reach for my phone and I take a picture. There we go. Let's take a picture so I have a reference. Because funnily enough, it's quite tricky to see the back of your hand. Okay, yeah, I didn't even see the thumb at all, actually, so that might be why it's looking very strange every time I try to add a thumb. So let's get rid of it. It's actually just a lot simpler than I'm making it out to be, because I don't even have this line here. Let's just redraw. Now we have a different reference. That line is pretty much correct in that it is just coming out like this. And then we've just got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's got like this kind of angle to it. So I'm gonna have to move things around a bit. That wrist is very thin. So maybe we just need to rejiggle that. Yeah, that was it. Your Sableye goggles. Oh gosh. I was working on the Rocket Grunt and the Sableye goggles broke, and yesterday the belt broke. Oh no! Have a lot of repairs to do. I hope it, like, was it just the foam, or is it like how much of a big deal of a repair is it? I think is what I'm asking. And this is too high up. Let's give this, let's rotate it down. I'm almost here now, though. Almost here. The foam cracked. Oh, boo. That sucks. But the leather underneath is not in good shape because of the glue. It's an entire redo. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. It's part of the learning process, though. And it'll be better next time. Not that it wasn't cool the first time around, but I'm sure it'll be better and stronger. And you've got the experience of making this one. So hopefully quicker. Yep. As I always say, trying stuff and it doesn't always work. Have to try it differently. Yeah. It's kind of part of the whole thing, though. Like a lot of experimentation and trial and error with cosplay. The little cosplay I've done, I've had similar things. For some reason, every time I pick a cosplay to do, I always, for some reason, end up picking something that involves ridiculously thick fabric. I have broken a sewing machine or two in my time. I was like, I can run this fake plastic leather through a sewing machine. I'm sure that's not gonna ruin anything. These days I'm more respectful of the machine. It's more of a starting out and not quite understanding what the limits were of the machine. Not even as cosplay though, just as a project that I want to do at some point. I don't know when, because I don't sew very often, but I would really want to learn how to make like a shirt. Like a button-down shirt. It sounds like a fun project and a way to like learn how to do some more advanced techniques on the sewing machine. That, and I kind of want to make like a swimming costume as well. I think that would be fun. I know that's got some extra technical bits with it first though, so I'm thinking a shirt. Yeah, I can imagine. Technically you can with good settings, yes. You have to know those settings. Okay, I'm happy with the hand. I feel like I want to move the shoulder out. So, we're getting there. Getting there slowly. Let's move this out. And then let's grab this. Move this over. There we go. Pull this back down so we've got more of a line. I also want to bring this down slightly. I'm not entirely sure I need 2 points there either, so let's give it the 1 point. I get a smoother curve. Put a sleeve in. It might be a bit high. Actually, I quite like them being quite small cap sleeves, so I'm going to raise this one up. I'm looking at this again and I think the head still needs to be a little bit more center. Let's give it a flip. That always helps. Like, just a bit. Did I group the head? I feel like I should, since I'm moving this all about a lot. There we go. Just because this feels like a very long line in comparison. I'm going to move this point over. Try and get a nicer curve. And this just needs to be even higher. This is way too low. Gonna move that in. Remove the point that I don't really need. Oh wait, I do need that one apparently. I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm gonna bring that down. Let's come in here. Let's flip it on back. Okay. And then I feel like we need a bit of fixing up with the torso still. So I haven't saved. I need to save this. What is this one called? Running a combat. We've been playing around with this hand for so long. I don't want to lose it. The shirt is easier without being simple. Doing sleeves and collars is always tricky. Exactly. I don't have a huge amount of experience doing collars. I've done some sleeves. But yeah, I think it would be nice practice. I'm gonna open up one of the ones I've done recently, just to have a look at how I've been doing the torso. Let me see. To be fair, I haven't really had one where the torso is in view. Which is probably why I'm like, how have I been doing this? This is the closest. And there's really nothing. Everything else have been covered. Okay. It's not like bad, I just feel like it's not right. I'm gonna group this for the time being and just turn that off. Yeah, like that feels better. Having a curve. Curve just feels better. Yeah, maybe I do want like it more out. Like the shoulder is more up, like this. Same. I still have to practice colours. The last one I did wasn't too bad, but still not great. That's fair. Like, gosh, yeah, I don't think I've done one, like I said. I always get confused. Like, I don't know how I'd like starch it up, if you know what I mean. Make it like properly stand up and stiff. Whereas the sleeves, I know how that works, it's just more of a time-consuming process. Okay. So I need to add some detail to this arm here, but the trick that I'm gonna need to try and do is not make it a lot thinner than this other arm. I feel like it needs some lines, but I'm not sure where those lines need to be. So what I might do is I might just draw the arm. A dungeon flex, indeed. Welcome on in, Exile. Need to figure out where this arm is. Like, it's kind of like this, I think. That looks right, so I don't think we've got anything up here. It could just be as simple as that. I think it's as simple as that. Let's not overcomplicate it. I have chubby arms. We don't want to make it not chubby. There we go. Okay. It's been a lot of playing around with this. It is confusing. It has a particular physicality to it, yeah. It seems like it. Definitely like a process that you need to learn. While I'm here, I'm gonna just fix this up as well, because there's a lot of points here. We are drawing one of my old classics. Running a combat. And we have just changed up a lot of this body. I'm just looking at the face. Very innocent looking face. Okay, so we want to get that line in. There we go. Probably don't need that much torso, but if I draw it, I can crop it with the panel. I'm liking that a bit better. And then we might work on this face a little bit. This is my innocent face. This is my sweet face. I'll do anything for my player's face. Before the sinister evil face. Pose makes it look like an army standing behind me. I'll lead you all into battle. I think that works. I was going for like I guess something a bit self-righteous, I guess. Thank you for the hydrate. I have some tea. I'm gonna have some nice tea. I encourage everybody else in chat to have a little hydrate, especially if you're not feeling very well. Grab some water. I'm gonna have a sip of my tea. Nom 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 nom. Could do this, or maybe I want like eyes closed kind of thing, because then they open with like a vengeance in the next panel. Maybe eyes closed now. God damn, this curve. There we go. Bit big, but we can scale it down. I don't usually put eyebrows on. I don't think I need them. Occasionally there'll be an eyebrow. I don't think this is an eyebrow occasion though. Okay, I'm gonna group this. I'm gonna fix up the lines a bit so that I can taper them. I think I want to go slightly thinner, just ever so slightly. Looks good, thank you very much. Lots of trial and error. So I'm going to just put a line across the legs, and that's so I can put a fill in later, but we're gonna give this line no color. Just so Illustrator knows that it's got a on it, basically. I'm gonna just taper a few of these lines too. So we're coming on in. We can give this line a taper. And this needs a little bit of a neaten up. This is still sticking out. There we go. Just want to tidy up any edges that look a little bit unneat. So, Just want to taper that edge. This is looking very strange down here. I think it's got a few extra points from where I was drawing, so let's pop that down there. Is there more than one? There is. That's why that looks weird. And then this has got a few extra points. We can neaten this up. It's like the hand drawing, I like having everything kind of get in here basically, and then I've got my hand style, but I also like coming in and cleaning it up afterwards. Just anytime the line looks a little bit wonky, like I can get a smoother curve this way. I don't think I'll taper that line, it's a bit short. I don't usually taper the cheeks, but maybe. Nah. I feel like these need to be more in line and more of the same angle. Yeah. I will taper this line though, this tiny one. I think that needs that. And that's looking okay, I just need to move that up now. Is that all connected right? I think it might be. Yeah. Put a little taper here. And also here, actually. This is where the bends are. Nice. And then I can just, let's duplicate the lines so that I can put a little fill in for the shirt, because that'll get rid of those tapers. Turn the lines off of that. And then we'll come in here, grab this line, make it white. Oh, nope, don't want that. I'm just gonna fill all these bits in white to make sure that it's all... Oh, that one's not. Interesting. How is that not? Am I just not grabbing it? Yeah, there it is. And then we'll add little blushy cheeks. And like a tiny bit of shade, not a huge amount. I always like to put something in the ear, under the hair, and under the chin, and that's usually enough. There we we go. And then this is angelic. So, yeah, add that halo in. And I had like little wings. Like little wings on the side. But maybe we'll try and fit them in a bit better. Think of a basic shape. And then we'll round everything off. I kind of want him to come in like that. And maybe I'll get rid of that point there. And I'll just have this kind of come out like this. Go. Oh, so how are you doing today, Exile? What is up? If you're still here. I think you're still here. Good, good. Nice. Is it it's a night shift day, isn't it? Or is it not? Getting back on your work sleep schedule. Ah, okay. Because you drifted during your time off. Ah, yes. Monday night. Fair. Gosh, yeah, getting back onto a night shift schedule after having time off. That sounds like an extra step. Like compared to being on holiday usually. It's like you have to get ready for work, but having to like change your sleep schedule back. Just, it sounds a bit meh. Okay. And work on this curve a little bit more. I think what I need to do is actually break this a little bit. And then round that off. Looks a bit better. Maybe even that out a little. This one needs to come up a bit. I might do the same as what I just did for the other one if I just break. this shape in order to get the curve I want, and then I can round it off. That? Nah. I think they'll look nicer just plain. And then we'll reflect that over to the other side. And then we'll work on the angles and stuff. Well, I'll have them at 2 different heights, but let's give this a rotate. Almost mirror image, but not quite. They're a lot bigger than they were. Might need to scale them ever so slightly down. Just so that I don't have to shrink Dungeon too much in the panel. I don't mind them being small. Okay. Might give him a bit of a rejig, because I have a feeling I'm not gonna like how not centered she is in this one, so let's make sure that's got the right thickness, and then make a clipping mat. Yeah, ideally, I want your center dungeon. So I'm gonna need a... This is probably why I scaled them down so much. Let's reflect it back over. I think I do want to interact, not interacting rather. Do that. Just might play with the angle on that one. I didn't have much else going on in this panel, but I had the fire on the other, so I might have some lines going on. What I might do is I'm just going to make a line out here. And I'm going to give it like a big taper. I'm going to give it a rotation point. And just create a bunch of lines like that. That looks good. I'm gonna group it, and I want to put this at the bottom, so let's turn this around. And then we'll pop it behind. Kind of like that. I like that it's pretty much around Dungeon's neckline, actually, so I'm gonna keep it around that. That seems like a good focus point. I'm gonna come in with these lines, and I'm gonna give them all slightly different lengths. So I should just be able to, when the line is pink, it should be at the right angle still, so. I think it'll look nice having a lot of the ends kind of visible. Make sure everything's snapping when I want it to snap, or something that's going to look a bit off. And then these ones I probably don't have to change because Dungeon's in front of them. There we go. Got some holy rays. And I think that will just, you know, add a bit of interest to the panel. Should also add some dialogue. I don't want to kill my players. Let's find my font. To make that slightly thicker. I'm going to center it, and that line spacing needs to come all the way down. It's a little bit big, and I feel like I want to have the 2 on the top line. Come in a bit, yeah, about that. Turn Dungeon off. I should be able to line it up with the center of this a lot easier. Looking at this halo now as well, and I feel like I want to just put it on an angle because the head's on a slight angle. Then we'll just have a line come in. Instead of giving it an entire bubble, because a bubble is going to take up a lot of room. Is that going to give me trouble later? I mean, maybe, but if I do the text white, I don't necessarily think so. I think we can have that be fine. Okie dokie. I'm gonna add the title in while I'm at it, just running a combat. Give it the right thickness. Okay, I think it's a good time to have a break. Got one panel done. So after the break, I'll get that evil panel done. And we'll have another play around with the body, because I'm probably going to flip it and try then to make it work from behind, but it'll be a flip, and then I'll probably have to just take it apart and put it back together again, just to make the whole pose work. But that I think will help me figure it all out. Okie dokie. If you need a stretch, or if you need to get a drink or a snack, or anything else that you need to do to take care of yourself, it's a good time to do that, because I'm going to be gone for a whole 10 minutes as I do those things. So I will see you all in 10 minutes' time.
This is a Game Shops jam.
Hello! Hello, I'm back. Oh, that was very well timed with the music. I have some tea, and I have some water, so I can be all properly hydrated. Not just drinking tea and slowly dehydrating. Marshmallows? Do you have marshmallows, Exile? I'm jealous if you have marshmallows. I'm gonna have a quick sip of water, actually. Ah, Pet Mimic's question. Pet Mimic answered a question on the break. What are your favourite snacks to have while playing tabletop or video games? Marshmallows. That's an interesting one. I usually have, like, crisps. Like Doritos or something. Which I would say arguably aren't the greatest to have while playing games, because then you get Dorito hands. I like marshmallows because they're quiet. That's very cool. That's very considerate. That makes a lot of sense. That and biscuits. I love a biscuit because I get to dunk it in my tea. Big fan of biscuits. Okay. So, done this one panel. Need to do the second one. I have duplicated my lineup. I'm gonna also just group all of this stuff together so that I can turn this panel off. So, I am gonna try and turn this around. So really all I want is to keep the same outline. I might maneuver the head so the head looks down and stuff, but I want to keep effectively the same pose but from behind. So let's see how that goes. I'm gonna just remove the face entirely for the time being. And yeah, the head will be in a different position anyway, because obviously we still want to see the face. But probably more from the side, so I'll probably move this in a bit. But we're gonna want to see the rest of this arm. So we have this line here. I'm gonna just extend it out. So let's get rid of that little bit. And I'm gonna want to draw this bit that's been cut off from the back. So like that. It's gonna be a process. It's gonna look really weird for a while. But it'll work, I promise. So we want to get rid of this bit. I'm gonna go get some fresh air. See, thank you for hanging out, Chris Mush. I hope you feel better. I hope the fresh air does good. And we'll see you back soon. Yeah, let's turn this around. I'm just gonna bring this line in. So this is the hand that's gonna be holding a knife. And then we're gonna get rid of this part of the legs because we're gonna have more of a butt going on now. Got a butt. Because we're gonna be from the back, and then I'm gonna add another point in here. Delete all this. So we can turn that around, and then I don't know if I want to extend this line out as well. I think I do. But we'll see. It might look a bit strange having both, but and then we'll have to work on this hand again. So I'm going to fix the lines up as I go because I know that they're not quite where they should be. Don't need a taper on this one anymore. I don't want to miss correcting like a line thickness and accidentally have something very strange going on. And then the same with the butt. I'm going to want this side of the arm to be the dominant side. We don't see much of this, so we'll take the taper off of this line. And this is where we'll see more of the fist. So we won't see this line. Gotta figure out where this thumb is. And then also what I'm gonna do, just so that I can see it, is I'm gonna just draw up like the shoulder line. Because we'll cut this part of the face out. Let's go to here. Get that shoulder done. Now I really want marshmallows. Me too. I have like I really like homemade marshmallows kind of thing. I'm less of a fan of just the normal shop bought ones. But some homemade, like, deluxe marshmallows are just really, really tasty. Okay, so then we'll just not see this part of the face, which is fine. I'm going to just add the point in there. And I might move the fingers around a bit because it doesn't have to be an exact mirror image, but I want it as close as possible. We've got our thumb. Actually, I think the finger would be more like this. More like this. And then just match up those points. This line would be slightly thinner. It's got a weird curve going on, doesn't it? Is that just where all the other lines are? Yeah, it is. Pull that down slightly. And I'm gonna just tidy up the thumb because it looks like it needs a little tidy. You know, if I was making this like a two-sided charm or something, I'd need it to be more accurately like the same forward and backwards, but it's not what we're doing today, so I don't mind if it's slightly off. Okay, I don't mind that. I feel like I need small change, like I feel like this line needs to have a bit of a roundedness to it this way, so that I can have like a little bend in this finger. I don't like the way that finger is looking. Let's take that off. Let's give it a tighter missed. There we go. Do. Even more. Okay. Well, this knife, I don't think I'm gonna get much from the old way I was doing it, but yeah. Got a knife here. I do kind of like how the thumb is clearly following a blade. I feel like it doesn't have room to have like a proper point though. So is that the way my hand would be? Yeah, I guess it would. Quite open though. Gotta resub to your VPN because apps refusing to load on your Wi-Fi. But as soon as I go to the data, it's ridiculous. Oh, that's weird. So like, you've got the data, but for some reason they're refusing to load. I kind of like having the extra bit, otherwise it looks a bit too... Maybe I just want to change the shape of the knife. That. Gosh, that's so ominous. Okay. We'll try again. I think maybe we'll have the thumb locked round this time. I do kind of like that shape though. Oh, too thick, too thick. Yeah, it's here that I want that shape. Big knife. I think the angle needs to change. Connected to the internet and some other apps work fine, but others for some reason, depending on if I'm on mine or another person's Wi-Fi, it just refuses to load properly. Weird. actually, it's an easier way of doing that. I can grab all this. Do I want it that way? Eh. I think it would be more natural to have it bent less. Well, no, it's fine actually. Where I had it was kind of fine. Maybe just a tiny bit down. Okay, this needs a lot of neatening. But I like the basic shape. No, I didn't want to get rid of that one. That one can stay. Actually, I'm gonna redraw the handle. So I want to make sure it's straight all the way through. I want to add a point to this line. There we go. Bring that in. And then this will be something that I can fix up. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, and then I'm gonna just want some nicer curves going on here. Such a sharp knife. Looking at it, I feel like I might want to pull that back a bit. Like just a little bit. I'm gonna make a star. And I'm gonna just pull the middle point in so it's got more of an exaggerated point. These can be my eyes. Do I want like a bean smile as well with teeth? I think I might do. Just thinking it will only be visible above this line. Mimicbot has asked a question. Pet Mimicbot asks, in D&D, what is your favourite thing to assign inspiration for? So obviously, in 5th edition, you assign inspiration for good role-playing or good plans, just a lot of good character stuff. But what is, like, your favourite thing, or just, like, the favourite time it's happened? Okay. I'm not sure if I want the mouth there. I'm not sure if it needs it. Did I have one before? I did. I mean, she was facing the wrong way. I could just try it like how I did it before. That was pretty much it. Yeah, that looks simpler, but I think it looks better. Clever one-liners. That's pretty cool. Okay. So I need to duplicate those lines again, because I don't want to lose the tapering. Turn this into a live paint. And then I'm going to just fill the shirt up. And all the other bits. There we go. I think that's looking good. Yeah. I think the pose looks pretty good backwards. Now we just need to make this look a bit more sinister. Get some shade going on. I think I want to put some horns on because I had this halo, but I didn't do anything to dungeon in the original. Come on in. Give that a taper. I think I want to give this a slight taper. Nothing needs tapering here. Give this a slight taper. And the hair is still the same as before, so nice. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the cheeks on there. But I'll try and fit them in. gonna need, if I just turn the eyes off, I can just put like another line in for where I want the shade. Don't know if those are too low down. Kept the star eyes out of my shape so that I can have a bit more of a play around with them. I think I need a bit more of this to come in. No, I don't want to grab that. I want this handle. There we go. Thank you very much. Got that evil anime stare now. And then I just want to pop this in the ear. Like that. Don't see under the neck, and I think I'm good. Might want to just add some lines like to draw attention to the knife, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I think that works. This and make a clipping mat. Let's duplicate the text out so I can make it the same size. What was the text here? But if I don't try, it won't be any fun. This panel was darker, so we're gonna put that fill in. Quite liked the text being white, so maybe we'll make the panel slightly darker than usual, though I don't like having too many shades of grey going on, so I'll keep it for now actually. I want this one more spiky, because spiky equals sinister. Okay, let's come in and add some horns. Nope, I wanted to add a fill. And then my head's at an angle, so we'll give that a slightly different angle. I like the idea that this one's at the back, behind the hair. Taper this off as well. Let's just give this a little bit more room. Yeah. I don't think we need a tail. I was thinking about adding like a devil tail. Well, maybe I could add it. I don't think we need it, but it could be fun. If it like goes around the body. I don't think it's needed, but no harm to seeing how it looks. Yeah, exactly. It might not be needed, but it still might look cool. Some anime don't need giant mechs. It's true. But giant mechs are cool. It certainly makes them cooler, yeah. Could always use a giant mech or two. Might see if adding like a bit, making it thicker at the start maybe. No, I'm not sure. That might be too thick. It's a bit too thick. I do want to fix this loop though. I feel like I don't need both points. I feel like that helps. That helps a bit. Just like a tiny bit. A tiny taper. Oh, no, I don't want that. And then there was some fire that we needed to add to the bottom of this panel. Which I quite liked the way the fire looked. Might just straight up copy that. I think that works pretty well. And then I'm gonna just add in some shapes because I don't know if that's gonna be visible now. We can look at it if it is. Main anime that comes to mind is Code Geass. There's no real plot significance to giant mechs existing, but it definitely made the battles cooler. Yeah. I was also thinking of Code Geass. It was a show I never really got into, but I saw enough to make that connection for sure. So let's bring this back to where it needs to be. And I think it was like a light grey instead of a white. Maybe it, yeah. Again, it's how many colours I want going on, so kind of like it white. I think I like the what's it called? The contrast. Brain just immediately forgot the word. Might make this a bit bigger. Yeah. I like that. Bring you in. Put you on the edge. Let's make the clipping group include everything. Oh, did I grab the wrong rectangle? I did. Never mind. Can just add that back. Here we have the political and tactical thriller where select people have magical powers. Also, there's mechs. Also, there's high school. That was the other thing I found very strange about Code Geass. Okay, I think I might be done. I will have to shrink these frames ever so slightly. Because there's no way that that's respecting a bleed. Even that's probably too much, but I can fiddle with that. I think we're good. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see what the original was. Let's do the comparison again. Where I look at my old art and make fun of it. I probably won't make fun of this one too badly, because yeah, it's definitely a lot nicer now, but I have nothing but love for this comic. This comic is the one that got lots of attention and is one of the ones that I think made me want to stick with doing comics, because early on I was doing a lot of different things. This was just an exercise to keep me drawing every day. But there was such a nice response to this one that I really wanted to just keep going, and I was like, oh, okay. People like this. People relate to this. I should do more of this. So yeah, we've fixed it up. We've updated the art style. But I have a special place in my heart for this one. I'm glad. I've been wanting to redraw it for such a long time. And I think it's looking good. We did manage to keep the cheeks in. It's got the vibe. It's got the vibes. Yeah. Like, you get it. You look at this and you're like, yeah, I understand that face. I'm showing your work a lot during your D&D plays with your friends. Oh, thank you. That's what I like. That's my goal. My goal is to just be part of little in-jokes around tabletop tables. So, mission accomplished. Yeah, and I think the lines are just really popping this panel. That and the face being the opposite direction, I think it's selling more that this is a reverse, like it's the same image reversed, because it just didn't quite do it with this one, because I couldn't get this arm right. I think I just couldn't get this arm right because it's so weirdly drawn here, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it. I have a vague recollection that that's what happened. So, yeah. I didn't even realize I had a shine on the original. I just popped that in. Hello, Shadow, how are you doing? Just finished a comic. I will probably start another one, hopefully finish. But we'll be drawing some of my old comics for Volume 2. I'm making Volume 2 with my anthologies to go along with Volume 1. So I'm picking a lot of the comics that have stuff to do with being a games master and running tabletop games. And I'm giving them a little bit more of a treatment, a little bit nicer of a draw. And this is, as I was just saying, this is one of my favourite ones. So, yeah. I need to pick another comic. Because we're done with this now. We're done. We need to keep this art flowing. So, it's 12 o'clock. I'm going to go on a little snack break, because I am hungry. If I can find any snacks. I've got food coming today. It's that kind of day where I haven't got much food left. But I think I have some fruit. So I'm going to go have some fruit. If you need to get a drink or if you need to have a stretch, it's a good time to do that because I'm going to go on a 10-minute break. So I will see you all back here with a new comic to redraw in 10 minutes time. Hello! I'm back. I am back and I have a new comic to draw. It's another simple one. I'm just looking at the time, thinking it would be nice to do another simple one. Thank you very much! So, another old one. Another watermarkless one. But I think a relatively simple one to draw. We'll try and give the body a bit more shape. It doesn't need a huge amount though. Don't know if we need as much of dungeon in it as well. Probably don't need as much legs. But I'll see. Might just keep it in. What have you been up to, Shadow? I don't think it's been a huge amount of time. I think last time you were here you were talking about writing a crossover. But you hadn't quite decided whether or not that was... you were going to do it or not, I think. Kind of brainstorming stuff. I quite like how long this face is, so... That is certainly an old... yes. The round hair. I'm like, I want the hair flick. Where's my hair flick? It's really strange, like... this part is round, and then these are a lot longer and straighter. I don't understand. There's no shape here. But that was clearly what I had in mind, because it's very consistent across the old ones. Like, a lot of them have the same... it's always, I need to add this in and curl the side bits, so that was clearly how I used to think about it. I don't know when I started curling everything. Like I said, I'd have to go back and try and pinpoint when I started doing it regularly, because it would happen by accident in some of the old ones, I assume. Since it, you know, I'd go right back to drawing things straighter. You was thinking of different ways of how it's going to work. Ah, okay, cool. Still thinking on it. That's cool. There we go. Might just close that shape. Thank you for the follow. Is that Brisa? Brisa? Thank you very much for the follow and welcome in. Alert noise on too low. Did anyone even hear it? I heard it, but it sounded very quiet to me. Was it quiet to everybody else? I might have to turn that up. It happens so rarely. Let's give it a tiny boost. Didn't hear it, yeah. It was very... because I've got my headphones in and it was like so quiet, so let's just give it a boost and we'll find out next time. It's only a little boost, so hopefully it's not gonna be too loud. Yeah, this works. Okay. And we stopped writing the rules ages ago. I just kind of went back to normal rules. I'm gonna give this book a bit of a shape. Gonna give it a spine. come round like this. It's quite a thick spine though, so we can move that in a bit, I think. Too long. I can add some pages in here. In. I think that's something that was missing from the original, is some depth into this book. Some lines, want to make these a lot thinner, and we'll give them a taper. Then I want to add the dragon to the front, probably not the same way as that. I like just drawing his head. Not actually that spiky usually. There we go, it's more of it. I'm just kind of endlessly entertained by making the dragon's neck ridiculously long. Oh my gosh! Test the notification sound. Thank you so much, Excel. Thank you for the Prime. That did sound a bit louder. Still sounded a bit quiet, but it was there. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Enjoy the emotes. I enjoy the emotes. But I should, if I created them. Always bought them with channel points when you wanted them anyway. Ah, nice. I do like that you can do that with the channel points. It's a nice way of being able to be included even if you can't, you know, afford the subscription and stuff. I like using them on other channels. Oh wait, what happened there? We don't want this. We want all these lines to be even, thank you. Sparkles! What's happened? Is my path hidden again? Yep. Gotta stop doing that, Illustrator. You gotta stop hiding things from me. Okay. Add the rules. Book is very long, so I'm gonna just grab all these points at the bottom here. I think it needs to be a bit shorter. We can fix up the dragon a bit. Since I'm in a fixing mood right now, let's fix up this jaw, because there's obviously a lot of weird points going on here. We don't need all those. I'm gonna actually get rid of that one as well. I feel like I can just put this one more center. Smooth it on out. And then maybe a bit on the top of the head. It's just looking a little flat. I haven't changed those over yet either. Into the sweat drops. I want them to have this sort of shape. I don't want the ends to go to, you know, sometimes they kind of blow up a little bit at the end, and I don't really want that. Hit save. Cool. Okay, and now I'm thinking I need to put some hands in. So I want to make sure I've got my hands on there. I've got a few ideas. Having Shadow Silverclaw and his crew fight a losing battle, then we're given a second chance in a new world. It sounds cliche a bit. I don't know. I kind of like working with cliches though, because it depends. Like if you don't do anything new with it, then yeah, I guess it can get a bit boring. But I don't feel like cliches are necessarily bad. They're good shorthand for people, right? It's like, oh, okay, I get this. So the thumb is on top. So the finger will kind of come around like this. It's where one hand would be, like that. Now that feels too big, but I can shrink it down. I guess it's not that big. Then if I think about the shoulders coming from up here, I don't want the arm to come down. And yeah, I think I want this to kind of go like that. Oh, I want it to have a bit more shape than that, please, illustrator? Yeah, I want that little dip. But then the wrist is too short. Okay, I'll get it. I want it to be quite thick. Almost. I feel like I can manipulate this one though, like the lines a bit. No, I'm still not feeling that. Is that what I want? I think that's what I want. Maybe it's this line I need to get rid of. Yeah, maybe a bit. Maybe I want the shoulder further out. So if the shoulder is here, I'm gonna just think about how I want like a guide. Maybe I want the elbow around here. Nope, not that either. Where did I put it here? I mean, that is kind of the way I want it. I just need to figure out how I'm drawing it. Okay, that's looking a bit better. If I keep drawing it, I'll eventually get it right. Gotta leave enough room. Hydrate! Thank you very much. I came back, I don't think I talked about it, I came back with some peach tea this time. Which smells really, really good. So I'm gonna have a sip of my tea. And I encourage anybody else to hydrate if you've got some water or to go get some water nearby. Cheers, everybody! Num 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 num. Okay. Where's this point here? I think if I just get rid of this. There we go. I'm gonna need a line to just cap those fingers off, but I'm gonna make it invisible because I don't really want to take the book into the same fill as dungeon, just so that I can have it separate if I need to. So let's just turn the fill off of that, and then we've got that capped. Other hand. Don't need to lock that anymore. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of it visible. I think I just want to make sure I have the body in. Make sure that the shoulder's big enough. I'm gonna put the sleeve up here. I'm gonna cap that up. Probably gonna dip now to get some breakfast dinner before sleeping. See you later. Thank you for joining, Exile. Have a good day back at work tomorrow. I think that's what you said. Have a good breakfast dinner and see you next time. And thank you very much again for the Prime. Let's see. Yeah, I think I just want a thumb. You know? Because that's what we've drawn on this side, so it makes sense that we'd see a thumb here. And we might just see a bit of the hand from below. That off a bit. Grab this, and maybe I'll just put like one other finger in. I don't know, well maybe I'll just get rid of this bit entirely. I think it would be too low down, considering we can't see that side of the book. I'm just gonna have the thumb. Might work on the arm. Mimicbot asked a question. What is your favourite part of playing tabletop or video games? I've said this a few times, but I feel like my favourite part is just the social aspect of it. Kind of having a reason to hang out with people and to talk to people. It's just like a fun thing to do with friends. I guess this arm doesn't need to be that visible now that I'm looking at it. Like, it'd kind of be here. Might just see it a little bit. I might have to keep coming back to these fingers on this side, but maybe it's more like this, and then we can see the bend. Then again, they are kind of flatter on the other side, so that's okay. That works for me, I think. Until it doesn't. But I do think they need to be here somewhat. I think it would look weird if they're not. I wasn't going to bring the book into the fill, but maybe I should. I think I should. Which means I need to just get rid of this part of the line. I think it will just be easier in the long run because of the other hand. Let's move this down. And just move these in slightly, I think. Your favourite part of playing tabletop or video games has to be fighting a specific boss, namely a rival, on equal grounds. Ah, yeah. Good old rival fights are pretty fun. I feel like the old Pokemon games really nailed that, but I don't think they're as good anymore. Just because the rivals are too nice. Like, you don't have to have... Not every rival has to be silver. Because silver in Gold and Silver is... he's not a good boy. His introduction is robbing Professor Elm, so... They don't all have to be thieves. But, like, Blue was a good balance, I think. Of being, like... You know, someone you knew... Kind of like a friend, but not. And I think it's because he starts off on, like... You know, on a slightly higher point than you. Like, he's... Like, the professor's grandson. And it's quite nice because you then reach him on his level. It's like a classic rival thing where they start off stronger than you and then you meet them and then eventually surpass them. I think is a good one with Blue. But like even just recent ones, like I really don't like the rival in Sword and Shield. I can't even remember his name. Like they start him off as the brother of the Elite Four guy, but he doesn't have the confidence of Blue. And I don't want it to be the same character all the time or anything, but there's no... I don't know, there isn't really the chemistry or the charisma. He doesn't feel like he's confident at all. And it's weird to have a rival that isn't confident. It kind of takes the fun out of being a rival for me. Because it's like, I don't want to beat up this kid who has no confidence in his Pokemon abilities. Where's the fun in that? You want to challenge someone who challenges you, I guess. And, you know, otherwise it kind of just feels like you're kicking someone when they're down. It's not a satisfying victory if they weren't confident that they were going to win. I guess. I feel that way about a few, like, just playing board games with people as well. Like, I tend to stay away from, like, bluffing games and stuff these days. Just because a lot of people I know aren't, super confident with them, and I don't want to... I have a lot of fun with them, but it's not as much fun playing against someone who's not super confident in their bluffing abilities. It was more along the lines of Raiden and Jetstream Sam. I don't know that one. Is that Jet? Is it Raiden and Jet? I know Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Is that the Raiden? Or is there another Raiden? I imagine there are many Raidens. I actually think that line needs to come in a bit. Ah, Metal Gear. I see. I'm not super well versed in the Metal Gear universe. I would say I know little to nothing. I know a lot of the memes. But I never learnt names, unfortunately. Kind of like the bend that was going on here. Not really sure why I put it in, but... Yeah, I mean, I don't really think I need it. I could just not put legs in. I've done this with other comics, like this one. Don't necessarily need the legs in it. If I'm doing that, I think I want to round this line off a bit more. So it's more of an intentional shape that's kind of round. I think I might want to move the head over. Just a tad. the spirit of making it round. I'm gonna add some taper. But not a huge amount of taper in this one. People already know it because of the memes, instead of playing the game, it upsets you a bit. Oh, never mind. It's not really my thing. Metal Gear. I had a little play with it once. Probably not Rising. One of the earlier ones. And it just wasn't my cup of tea. Let's try that again. To this, I think. But I do understand the frustration with video games, like if it's something you really like and no, it's like if you don't have anyone to talk about it with, or TV shows and stuff. I think it must have been 3 or something I tried. I remember it opening with a very, very long cutscene. In an army base. Though I don't know if that really helps. Group that together. And then I'm going to duplicate it so I can turn it into a fill and not lose all my taper. Oh wait, it's because I got the word rules in here. It doesn't like that. Let's just delete that. And then we should be okay. Yeah. We're good to go. Good to turn it into a fill. And then I can fill all these other bits. There we go. Ooh, did we fill this little section here? We have now. say, yeah, that looks good. I mean, it's going to be on white, it doesn't really matter, but I like to make sure it's working. Let's put a little bit of shade on here. Okay. Don't want those lines to connect. Let's just connect those up so that's a bit neater. Same with those two. I want to add... Oh, no, not all of them. I want to add like another sweat drop. Like up here. Just a little bit. I can have the ellipse above the head as well, because I'm going to have a lot of room. Oh, I accidentally put a capital in there. I don't need to do that. It's already all uppercase. Okay, let's sort out my line spacing and all that stuff. Let's make it slightly thicker. I think I want like a nice, more of an even space between these. And we need a title. What was the title? Rereading the rule books. I'm gonna just say rereading the rules. I think that'll work better. I want a bit of hierarchy on the text there. Want a line going for this one. It's not gonna, don't want a loop. Just gonna work on the shape a bit. I want something kind of flowing like that. Need to fix this one here because it's very sharp for some reason. That's smoother. Yeah. That looks good, and maybe to balance it out, might have like my reaction mark on here. know if I need the ellipses if I'm having the reaction remark. Mark? The reaction remark. Yeah, I don't think I think it's a lot to have those in there. Maybe I'll reframe it as well. Just because having the text so close, I'm not a huge fan. I'll move this to the side in case I change my mind, but maybe I'll put it below. Then I can have dungeon in the middle. I can have this at the bottom. Maybe I'll put this round here. To fill the space. And then maybe the line just kind of eases out from over here. Don't know how I want it. Or maybe I do want it from over here. Yeah, I think over here will work actually. Okay, put it back. Put it back where we left it, where we had it. That's a nice line, but I don't think it's gonna fit there, so never mind. I don't even know if I need a line. I kind of like it just sitting there. Actually, I could have a the losing battle as a what if idea. Ah, I like what if ideas. I'm a sucker for like alternate universe stuff. I like kind of seeing the ripple effects of those kind of things, you know, like this one event has changed, but it means like a lot of things going forward couldn't happen because the stage isn't set, as it were. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm good on this. So we've gotten 2 comics done today. Got this one. Very simple. I think this is probably the most simple so far. We didn't do a huge amount of changes to this. Just fixed the arms up a bit. Might have a little bit of a tweak of the shoulder. And I might do that off stream. Just because it's looking a little high. And then we redid this one. Which I think is looking good. It's looking great. It's one of my favourite comics, so I'm really happy that it looks good. I knew I was going to be picky with this one. But I woke up this morning and was like, it's the day. It's the time. Time to tackle this one. So I feel pretty good about the amount of work I've gotten done. And I'm going to end the stream, I think, a little bit early. So let me have... Let's see. Hi, Kaz, you're coming in at the end. Yeah, I'm ending a bit early today, but things are good. I'm redrawing some of my comics for Volume 2. So we did 2 today. We've done this one. Trying to do relatable Game Master comics. That's what Volume 2 is going to be full of, hopefully. This one is me every time I play a game. And this one is me every time I play a game. I've said multiple times this stream, but I'm going to say it one more time. This is one of my absolute all-time favorite comics that I've ever done. So I was really happy to redraw this one. Because I just think it's true. And a lot of people agreed it was very sweet when I got the reception for this one. Here's what it looked like originally. Years ago. This would have been 2018 for sure. There's no watermark on it, so like 5 years. Like 5 years ago I drew this, so giving it a very well-deserved update. Thank you very much, Kaz. I'm glad you agree, because maybe, like I was saying earlier, it doesn't matter if it's slightly off right now, but it'd be really fun one day to do like an acrylic charm or something of this that's like double-sided. I think it would be very funny. Like a keyring or something. Yeah, and then we just got the rules, because I always read stuff wrong, or like a lot of the time I learn rules from people. So I kind of just take a lot of things for granted because I remember what people tell me and I'm like, okay, that's how you play the game. And then when I'm playing it with another group of people, it turns out that's not how you play the game. So that's usually it. I learn by doing usually. In a game where I have to read a lot, it can get pretty tiring. But at least with 5th edition, that's kind of why I like 5th edition. Because it's usually boils down to advantage or disadvantage. And Powered by the Apocalypse games are also very simple because as the GM I don't have to roll. So it's kind of why I like those systems. And then, yeah, I just had this one open from before that we did a couple of streams ago. Also, I don't get to play in person a lot, but when I do, this is very applicable. Most of the time on call, there's a tone of voice that I take. People call it my GM voice. I feel like we all have one. But I'm having a lot of fun. So yeah, Volume 2 should hopefully come out at the first half of this year. That's what I'm aiming for. We'll see. But definitely this year, so keep an eye on things. I always put announcements on the social medias and my little Discord, if you want to jump in. I've got a few drawing challenges in there that we all do. It's quite quiet, but it's quite cool. I like it. I like checking it every morning and just seeing how people are vibing. Yeah. Okay. There's not really anyone going at the moment, so I think I'm gonna just end the stream. People usually come on a bit later on Sundays. I'm next streaming on Thursday the 23rd. However, I probably will be streaming a little bit later than usual. I'm having a little bit of a time off this week, but I still want to do a bit of streaming because I need to get Volume 2 done. So I will be announcing in the Discords the times during the week. I'll let people know ahead of time. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for joining. And I will see you all next time. Have a good rest of your weekend and a great week. Bye!